everyone. I'm Paul the Nitro Corner, and welcome once again to another edition of the Nitro Corner. Glad that you could join us here this week. I got several topics I want to discuss this week. The two that I mentioned previously on my Facebook page at www.facebook.com/PaulSkivers. And I've added two more that I wanted to discuss as well that came about this past Friday. So first, let's talk about probably the biggest, the top story of this week, and that's Brock Lesnar quitting the WWE. We all know Paul Heyman made a surprise return this past Monday and stated as Brock Lesnar's representative that he was being treated unfairly, that he was backstabbed by the WWE for not meeting his highly unusual demands, and that he was quitting the WWE. Now, I find that highly suspect, because let me ask this. If Brock Lesnar wants to quit the WWE, then why did he say in his statement that he could beat Triple H inside of 2 minutes? If Brock Lesnar wanted to quit and leave the WWE, then why is he stating that he destroyed John Cena when all he did was break his arm? If Brock Lesnar was treated unfairly and quit the WWE and left the WWE, then why is he leaving unfinished business? Now, you know as well as I do that Brock Lesnar is using this as a ploy. Why? Because his demands are not met. Let's face it, Brock Lesnar does not own Vince McMahon's private jet, nor does he have the right to his own private limousine. Remember, no one's a bigger star than the WWE itself. So, in my opinion, this is all a ploy by Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman. I wouldn't put it past him to manipulate his way back into the WWE. Remember, though, Triple H will be back on Monday because he is the CEO of the WWE, and if I know Triple H like I know Triple H, then Triple H's ego would tell me I'm not going to let Brock Lesnar get away with breaking my arm. The game is back one more time, and he wants a piece of Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar has not quit the WWE in my mind. It's too much unfinished business to settle. Brock Lesnar will be back in the WWE. He has not quit. Trust me, folks, this is all part of the big plan. Brock Lesnar will return to the WWE. Don't buy into the fact that he has quit the WWE. Now that I got that off my chest, let me move on to another interesting subject, and that's the fact that John Cena will face John Laurinaitis, Mr. Personality himself, in 8 days at Over the Limit. Now, this has got to be the stupidest, dumbest, most wasteful of time angle I have ever seen in my entire life. Think about this. John Laurinaitis, Mr. Personality. I am the leader of people power. I am the executive vice president of talent relations and the general manager of Raw and SmackDown. No one, and I mean no one, is going to make fun of my voice nor disrespect me ever again. On the other side of the fence, you have John Cena. Yo, I'm going to kick your butt, man. I'm going to kick your butt. Word life, homie. Word life. Thugonomics. Now, can you tell why is it so stupid? And no, it can't be compared to McMahon Austin because it doesn't have the sizzle. And all it does is it reeks of stupidity. That's what it does. It reeks of stupidity because John Laurinaitis is not a wrestler anymore. The last time, like I said before, his best day was 1997 in Japan. In Japan, he has done nothing in the United States that means anything. The Dynamic Dudes ring a bell, John? The Dynamic Dudes, bro. Let's face facts, people. This is a complete and colossal waste of time. And please do yourselves a favor. Do not fork over the $39.95 or whatever the cost is for the pay-per-view to see that. Please don't. Trust me, folks. You will be highly disappointed. Just like this glass of water here that I have in my hand. It's plain. It's no frills. Just like the Laurinaitis Cena feud. The only difference is that this glass of water is nourishing to the body. Watching a John Laurinaitis John Cena match is detrimental to your health. Trust me, folks, this is going to be probably the most boring match you'll ever see in your lives. John Laurinaitis versus John Cena equals stupid. Okay, let me move on now to another subject that I wanted to add this week. This past Friday on SmackDown, we saw Daniel Bryan, Mr. Yes, that psycho idiot, that moron, that vegan, decides to play mind games with AJ, who I told last week, get your head right. What is the matter with you? Get your head straight. Well, I guess she didn't get her head straight because she literally beheaded Caitlyn with a knee to the head last night on SmackDown and getting the victory. Well, I guess that friendship's over, ain't it, AJ? You made your bed, now you gotta lie in it. Daniel Bryan, though, Mr. Manipulator, Mr. Butthole, Mr. Jerk, Mr. Piece of Garbage, lower than slime, comes out and tells AJ, you know, AJ, wow, as if he really has any lack of excitement in that promo, folks. Wow, I never thought you had it in you, AJ. What a convincing liar he is, folks. Anyway, this is from Daniel Bryan last night. I never thought I had it in you, but you know what? After I become the WWE champion at Over the Limit, we'll be moving on to better things. Oh, I forgot to mention, those better things are me and Caitlyn. Really, Daniel? Hold up a second. Really? You want to stir the pot that much? You get such a cheap thrill out of making AJ more psychotic than she already is now? AJ, do yourself a favor, like I said last week. Get your head right. Get your head straight. Get out of that mess. And as for Mr. Daniel Bryan, the manipulator, he stirs the pot, folks. He's not in a relationship with Caitlyn as far as I could throw a brick across Silver Lake in Dover, Delaware. It ain't happening. It ain't happened since, and it will never happen. Daniel Bryan, do me a favor. Give me a break. Really? You manipulative piece of garbage? Really? You psychotic? Oh, I'm going to stir the pot a little bit for AJ because I get off on it. Really? You're not going to beat CM Punk, and you sure as heck ain't trustworthy. Daniel Bryan, take your psychotic rear end on home, pal, because you're a punk. That's what you are. You're a punk. You want to stir the pot with AJ? That's fine, Daniel. Wow! With your boring, useless promo skills. Wow! Has replaced. Yes! Take a hike, Daniel, please. Now on to a lighter subject. Promo work. You know, promo work is very important in the world of professional wrestling. This will be my last topic this week. I recently saw 3 pieces of talent, young talent, that's got some killer promo work that are on polar opposites. On my left is Darren Mandow, the highly intellectual star that has come here to enlighten us Now think of it this way. He is probably the most intelligent promo since Lanny Poffo did poems on frisbees in the 80s. You remember that. Anyway, his promo work is just tremendous. Think about this. 2 weeks ago, he's set to make his debut against some jabroni. And he comes up on the apron and he says, "I will not wrestle and insult your intelligence with this ignoramus, because it will not benefit you, the masses out here." And then he always ends with, "You're welcome." And he leaves. Wow, that was great. I love that. That's intelligence, people. Big words really get people thinking. Then last week he was with Matt Striker. "Matthew, I feel sorry for you. You are a former educator. Feel sorry for you. And let this concept of enlightenment overfly your head. Young Matthew, and you're welcome." Tremendous. I think this guy's got a good future in the WWE with that promo alone. Then on the opposite end of the field, you got Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Oh, talk about complete opposites. They think they're so hip, so fly, so yeah, they did that Friday night, Mr. What the hell is that? And they come up with their own catchphrase already. They come in, what, 3 weeks, and they got their own catchphrases. First they go to Lillian Garcia and they want her to announce once again, "Yo, Lillian, tell us who won the match." She announces who the winners were, Titus and Darren. "That's right, and the next time you need to put a little spank on it." That's right, put a little spank on it. Tremendous. You smell what The Rock is cooking, now it's becoming you put a little spank on it. Tremendous. And then Darren Young always comes up with a great, clever line. He's like, "You know what the difference is between all these tag teams here and us?" Titus O'Neil, "Yo, man, I don't know, but they don't know, but I know why. Tell him, my man." And he's like, $1 million. $1 million. $1 million up there bumping and grinding like they were at a party or something. $1 million. $1 million. Oh my God. Excuse me there. Woo. Excuse me there. Woo. Oh my goodness. That was really exciting, you know. That's great stuff right there. That gets me entertained. Mr. Boo Boo. Oh man, great. That was great. And they're bad guys. They got quite a hell of a future. They're a great tag team. And the promos that those two did, Darren Mandow on one of the spectrum, the highly intellectual, "You're welcome," all the way to the other end of the spectrum with Titus O'Neil and Darren Young. Oh my God. I'm looking forward to a bright future with those two. And they're talented. They're talented. They know what they're doing. Please, Lord, let them continue their success. This is an exciting time, and when promos work like that, it'll get the attention of the WWE Universe and the wrestling fans all over the world. Well, that's it for this edition of the Nitro Corner. Thank you so very much for joining us. Oh, a couple brief notes before we go. As I mentioned on Facebook, the WWE will be at the Bob Carpenter Center. Actually, right now, as of this taping, it's like 8:30, 9 o'clock. They should be at the Bob Carpenter Center now performing. Anyone that has the results of that event, please send it on my Facebook or my email address at pskivers@gmail.com or at facebook.com/PaulSkivers. I will most definitely give you credit. Your name will be said on the air along with the results. It should be a near sellout crowd for tonight's WWE action. As we're speaking right now, as we're taping, it is going on right now. So Hopefully someone will come up with the results, and if you do, I will air them on the air with your name on it on the next edition of the Nitro Corner. And on behalf of everyone here on the Nitro Corner, we wish everyone a happy Mother's Day. Go spend time with your mothers. And that is it for this edition of the Nitro Corner. Until next week, I'm Paul the Nitro Skyver saying, so long everybody.